morning, people. Happy Friday Eve. It's Thursday, the 13th of July. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I'm one of your hosts, the Shade Queen, my own royalty.
Good morning, big man Youth in the building.
They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, and of course the melanin is jam-packed.
That's right. And we've got returning guests.
Morning. Ramsey. Good morning to everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good, thank you very much. Because this is your second appearance now, you're no longer a guest. So you're you're a guest host.
Yes.
So you're not going to get like special treatments anymore. So the next time you come around, I would expect you to just know when to introduce yourself. I'm not going to make a scene about it.
All right, cool. I'll make up my own thing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
this is it. Yeah. You, Rich, Maxi, you're only getting intros no more. Just, just do what you need to do. But how's everyone doing?
Yeah, I can't complain, man. Can't complain.
It's good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a good attitude.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
It's good.
What about you, Esther?
I'm good, thank you. Great.
I'm all right. I'm a bit tired, but I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Love it. All right. I got a question of the day for you guys. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably chicken, isn't it? Easy answer.
What kind of chicken?
What kind of chicken? Probably grilled.
So, because when you say this, I'm thinking, you know how like the proper gym heads, actually, your tribe, used to just have the plain chicken. You're not thinking that?
First and foremost, do not put me in that category. That is not my story. That has never been my story.
So first of all,
That has never been my story. No, I'm not talking about
like a peri.
unseasoned chicken breast. I'm talking about proper chicken with skin and seasoning.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Are we talking like dishes, specific dishes, or like
I think
cuisine?
just one item. Because if it's
One
cuisine,
item?
I'm going back to my answer. I'm going to do another answer. If it's that.
I was going to ask you, like,
If it's-
what would it be with? And stuff?
No, but this says food, one food.
Okay.
Okay, do one food and then what's
And
the
then
meal?
dish, yeah.
All right. Go on.
But I feel like with the meal anyway, it's going to still involve the one thing that you say.
Yeah.
So,
I think cuisine-wise, it will probably be Vietnamese food. I can't pick
I've never tried
like.
that.
Yeah, Vietnamese is probably one of my top.
Really?
Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah.
time.
But you're vegan though.
Yeah.
So you don't try the proper stuff.
If I see any
then meat lovers
comments
let me
talking
know
about
if it's
jerk
stuff.
cauliflower, hey, yo, listen, if you can't cook, don't at anyone. Innit? But I'll say Vietnamese probably be my top like cuisine type dish wise. Or if I had to pick an item, I actually do not know. I've never thought about it.
Yo, let me ask you this, yeah. What made you say, oh, you know what? Oh, let me try Vietnamese food today?
Oh, with my wife.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we tried different foods and we will soup it into Thai food.
Okay.
And there's a place in Clapham Junction that does Vietnamese food, and we tried it. It was crazy. And ever
Yeah.
since then, yeah, it's crazy.
I'm going to need the name after.
Yeah, they do
Okay.
curries, they do like everything. It's just bang. They do like salads.
Oh, you're vegan as well?
No,
You're not?
who
Oh,
me?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah,
the
yes.
day. Yeah, no, I am. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
vegan.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, okay, I'll try Vietnamese for myself.
No, they got chicken. They got all of that. I just take the other.
Yeah, but
other
what if the
option.
chicken and stuff is not nice? You're going to eat
But I had it
vegetables.
before I was vegan.
Okay, and it was
Yeah.
nice.
So you had
It was
both.
banging.
Okay.
Yeah, I had both. Yeah, it was
Fair
banging.
enough.
But yeah, food-wise, specific stuff I can't pick. Difficult.
I think cuisine-wise, it would be Nigerian, but that's mainly what I eat anyway.
Mm.
I can't imagine not eating Nigerian food. One item, I can't imagine not having jollof rice for the rest of my life. I just randomly wake up one time, I'm just craving jollof rice. So I can't imagine not ever having that. Because chicken, I'm a bit, I don't know,
So instead of chicken, what would be your protein? Fish?
fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to cross into the pescatarian side of things, but not like a strict pescatarian.
Mm.
It's like pescatarian, but I'm craving wings. I can have the wings.
Okay.
That kind of vibe.
That's a good one. What about you?
I think pounded jam, you know?
Oh, I love pounded jam.
Yeah.
Pounded jam is my favourite thing.
And I think I may sway towards the egusi side.
I was going to say, what do you eat your pounded jam with?
No, you're just plain egusi, man.
Ugh. What do you eat with? What do you eat with?
Oh, goosey. Oh,
pounded jam.
you mean my chicken?
No, you pounded jam.
Oh, yeah, egusi, but with meat.
So, okay, because I feel like there's two types of egusi, right?
Yeah.
There's the one that's efo like,
Yes.
and there's one that's like a drawery, like okra consistency. Jam,
Is that egusi though? Or that just okra?
It is, you know.
Is it?
No, it's not okra.
Okay,
but
but
it's
just
got
like
that consist. It's a draw soup, basically.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
To be
So
fair,
I was a bit
I have
confused.
egusi and effort together.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Because basically, with F4, there's two types. There's F4 Riro, which hasn't got the
Yeah.
egusi in it,
Yeah.
and then there's F4 egusi, and
Yeah.
that one, there's that. So
Yeah.
when people say egusi to me, I'm like, the drawing one or
Yeah.
the
I don't think
spinach one?
I eat egusi just by itself.
Okay.
Has to be with effort.
Yeah, because the other one I can't have that. But that,
And then cow foot has to be in there.
I can't have cow foot.
I love cow foot.
Serious.
I've never had cow foot. It just
Same.
scares me.
Cow foot has to be in there, man.
It's such a scary concept to me. I'm just like, I can't.
It looks
Texture.
Tough. It looks like.
No, it's soft.
Is it soft?
It's soft. Obviously, if you don't cook it right, it's
That's
not.
me, yeah, it will
You
be.
cook it right, soft. Yeah, I like me some cow foot, man.
Shaki though.
I don't eat that.
Serious.
I don't eat
Oh,
like.
you don't eat shaki anymore.
No, not anymore.
Oh.
But yeah, like
We're
before.
gonna call him. No, I don't eat like the other. Not Shakira.
What?
Chucky.
SHAKI. Man,
Or say like Shaki.
man
Yeah.
put an RA
you
at the
go.
end, you know.
It's like it's tripe.
Oh,
It's
that's
tripe,
right.
yeah.
Don't try. I don't touch tripe. Even when I eat it,
I've had that in
smells
years.
Like, smells like shit.
That's-
Yeah, when it's raw and all that.
No, I've had
It's
it.
that when it's being cooked as well, it's just
Yeah, when it's
horrible,
cooked
man.
too.
Yeah. My Nigerian friend had it at some Chinese place in Chinatown. It was proper like seasoning, but still smell like shit.
That's the Chinese version.
No, but you know, it's because sometimes there's certain meats here, like, something can right. It's still got this the the live smell.
The remnants.
Yes,
That farm
it still
smell.
smells alive a little bit.
I think nowadays though, if I was to kind of, it might. This may sound a bit crazy. Jollof, obviously some tofu there.
It's crazy. It's very. What does tofu look like?
Obviously, some tofu.
You know, I'll let Rams explain.
No. You're the
No,
resident
because
vegan.
he eats tofu all the time.
Yeah. All right.
It's tofu like meat.
No.
No, it's
It's
not.
chalk.
It's like
Meat replacement.
That.
All right, Brent, man.
It's chalk.
It's
That's
not,
what it is.
It's not. You like
Anything
it,
you got to season. You got to season stuff.
I would not
why
like
why
it.
are we always having this conversation?
But that-
I said it's the last
No,
time.
but you
I
see
had
the
this
white
conversation.
things. You see those white
When I'm
things
here.
here. Those white slabs. Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
That's it at its purest form.
Yeah.
But what is
When
it
you open it.
actually? Like, what is it? actually?
When I say it's gonna sound crazy, but it's bean curd.
Bean curd.
Bean curd, like soybeans.
Soybeans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like mashed up and then.
Oh, that is nice. That's not tofu.
Brent, why don't you put a boiled
Cooked up.
chicken?
A boiled chicken.
Yeah, because that's it at its rawest form, or just pure chicken. That's what tofu is. You're showing a picture of
Oh,
tofu
yeah.
in its
Being
unseasoned
cheeky.
form.
All right, cool.
Alright, safe.
It's
yeah.
chalk.
That looks lovely.
That's what I'm saying. When you put, you can, yeah, man.
Yeah, but like I'd have to like counter the taste with chicken wings. I can't just have that pure. What I do like
But how you would season your chicken wings, yeah.
is how I season it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I told you guys about the cauliflower wings. It's when you bite into it.
Why
It's
is the word
No, but
cauliflower always
cauliflower
getting brought
wings.
up on this place?
because I'm offended. Because they fed me that.
Because you guys are using the word wings to go with it.
This is it.
Like, yeah, that's
There's
not
no-
you, but
Those maniacs.
People.
Yeah, just call
Yeah,
it fried
yeah.
cauliflower.
Just fried cauliflower.
it's true, it's
Ain't no wings. There's no wings in there.
That is
Listen,
true.
there's radicals in every form of life. There's radicals in bodybuilding. There's radicals in veganism. They're always gonna do some stupid shit, and they're all gonna tarnish us with the same brush.
Even cauliflower bites. You can do
That's
that.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Because
Rice
it's
is
not like
cute.
wings.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
You seen the vegan drumsticks? Obviously you have. It's like,
I've got PTSD now.
what is
from
it?
that. Yeah, because basically it was a video I saw and she fried it. It looked like act drumstick. It looked like KFC drumsticks. But then she then showed how she made it. She was wrapping cauliflower
Rice.
around it.
Oh.
So now whenever I
okay.
see chicken on my feed,
Yeah.
in my mind, this might be a scam again.
No,
should've
this
put
is
it that
different.
way.
It's nothing like chicken though. But it's jackfruit.
No, that
Yeah.
tastes like shit.
No, it's not, man.
It's dead. It's crap. Please
It
stop
depends where you
promoting
go.
it. It's crap.
It depends where you go. But it tastes good. It's
Do you know, I'll be honest
jackfruit.
with you?
Esther,
Yeah,
don't do
something
it.
like that.
Of course I
Esther,
would.
don't do.
You got to me twice.
The jackfruit
And it's got
is
sugar
the worst.
cane as the bone.
That's crap. That's crap.
Okay, that's exciting.
This is some fucking paper mache, man, bro. Sugar cane as the bone.
I don't see myself ever like spending money going to a vegan restaurant. It just feels like a waste of money to me.
Low-key, that could be content, you know.
Yes.
Because if I took you to certain places, I don't trust him anymore now because he said jackfruit wings are shit. But if
I don't know
I
what
could take you
jackfruit
to
is.
certain places, and I think you'd be happy with it.
I just feel like
Okay.
I can't imagine spending my money. It just feels like a waste of like. I feel like I'm being scammed.
Waste of
You know,
money.
I'm gonna. Did I take a video of it? I can't remember. I went to a place called Unity Diner. Yeah, have you been
Yeah.
there?
No.
In Aldgate.
Yeah.
You'd like it. They've got like a meat, like proper steak replacement thing in it, but it's like steak.
See, when you said
Well,
steak
what
and then
is
you
it?
said replacement.
You just like,
Yeah, what is it?
there's another place called It sounds crazy, yeah. So let me preface that first.
The fact you guys keep saying this before you say anything.
It's a play on words, all right?
Here we go.
It's called you're not gonna like this. It's called Temple of Satan.
Oh yes.
But it's the meat replacement is SEI, I think TEN or TAN,
yeah.
whatever. But it's a play on words.
SCI. Sinner.
Yeah.
No,
Sinta.
Satan.
Oh.
But
okay.
it's a play on words.
It's wheat.
Like
It's
tongue in
wheat,
cheek.
wheat protein, isn't it?
Yeah. But
Has
that,
veganism got connections to the devil?
no.
No.
If anything, we're closer.
Close to God, man.
Because we ain't
Devil.
hurting animals. No, we're closer to God.
No, because God told you to be stewards over all the animals. You are disobeying
He
God.
said, look after
every
them. Don't
day.
kill them and eat them.
It's the
No,
most.
no, no.
It's the most halal.
What?
It's the
God
most
was
halal way of
sacrificing
living.
animals, them pigeons
Yeah,
were
that's
down
what,
back.
in the Bible and the Quran, there was animals getting killed and eaten.
Bruh.
But in the beginning, it was like, guys, only eat from the garden. But then
Do you think there was animals in
Yeah,
there?
that
You
animals in
think
the
they were
garden.
eating fruits?
They were just pets.
You think pets? You think they were just eating fruits?
Yes, at first.
Nah, there's no way,
And
man.
veg, kale and stuff.
Nah.
Think about it. They were probably having powdered yam them times.
I do look forward to food in heaven, though, I can't lie to you. Because there's certain fruits I love in this world, and I'm just like, imagine when God makes it directly. I'll be so lit. Obviously, I love GMO, man-made mangoes and stuff. But imagine when it's God-made. Be lit.
Will God make it or the angels make it? There'll be a chef.
I don't want nothing the angels are making. I do think that, though. I hope, I do think that about the chefs going along. Like, I hope we get to have all the cuisines that we have on earth here, over there.
Sure.
I want all of them.
If you had a choice of, okay, all the favorite cuisines on earth
Yeah.
or new heavenly ones, you can't go back though.
New heavenly ones.
Yeah.
It's not even
No,
a
I'm not
discussion.
saying new heavenly ones.
It's from heaven. It's heavenly.
I don't
Also,
know
a
about
question,
that.
right? Why can't vegans just be vegans in silence?
I was until he helped me
Why is
out.
it, no, not even talking about you two. It feels
No,
like
no, you're not talking about Ramsey. Iman is
it feels like
not standing by
veganism is
veganism.
like the extreme Christians who are on the roads doing. You know what I'm trying to say? You
You
guys
guys are the Jehovah's Witnesses.
you guys just can't practice your thing in silence.
Silence.
Do you know what's
No.
wild? Is I keep, even at work, I'm silent about my food.
Yeah,
But you get that one guy that's like,
what's
it
that?
smells lovely. What's that?
Yeah.
Then I've got to say something. Then, oh, right, okay. And then the conversation comes up. But other than that, I don't
To
bring
be fair,
it up.
because I did forget you were vegan. But Iman,
I don't tell nobody.
you're allowed.
I don't tell nobody.
You don't. What do you mean you don't tell anybody? You work veganism into any conversation.
That's only because I'm trying to help you guys. And that's
There we
only
go.
here.
And there we go.
But
That's
in-
what
Yeah,
Jehovah's
yeah,
Witnesses
yeah.
say when
That's
they're not
the,
being
that's the
allowed.
thing. That's the thing.
That's exactly what they say
That
when
was
they're
like
not
the
being
woman yesterday. She approached us. She handed us the thing. She's like, where you going to heaven?
Oh yeah.
But it's funny because vegans are loud, but the people that are against it are just as loud. It feels like people have to
really?
say,
We're loud in response.
Yeah, we don't. I don't think people going around talking about
not
I'm a
you
meat eater.
lot, but I'm talking about people like, oh, like they're mad. Like right now, people are typing furiously in the chat, bro. I don't even have to look. I know people talking about tofu. I know they're going ham right now, but they go just as ham as the people that just talk about veganism. I think both should just, especially vegans, just shut up, eat your food and be
Yeah,
quiet.
vegans
I
is too
agree.
much, man. All the way to like what you're wearing, like, oh, that's leather, oh, that real leather. Shut up.
Actually, that's
Shut
a
up.
point. That's a point. Maybe I'm not vegan. I'm not. I just eat plant-based food because
Yeah.
if I like
People
clothes,
that
I still buy it.
they live like that, like to a T.
Yeah,
Everything they
yeah.
wear, all of that stuff, like they take it seriously.
That's a very good point.
Deodorant,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I'm not vegan. I'm plant-based.
And honey and that as well. Yeah, I don't care about
Yeah,
that.
them man are
Where else did you get
weirdos.
your honey from?
From the bees, man.
Yeah, but they can't have bees.
I can.
No, you can't
Why?
because it's not vegan.
Again, I'm plant based.
Yeah,
I
there you
don't care
go.
about.
Yeah, that's the
So
correct.
actual vegans, where would they get their honey from
They
then?
don't. They use agave.
Yeah, use agave nectar.
Is what?
Agave. It's like a natural source. Sorry,
From plant.
natural source of sweetness.
It's like a lot of work.
No, it's nice though.
But
It's
the
nice.
thing is,
I'll show you.
It's expensive though.
If you're a vegan and your reasons are for health reasons and not for ethical reasons, you can take breaks, surely.
That's the point, though.
I'm more for the health side. My wife is more for the ethical side.
Okay.
But I just don't. I don't need to.
Yeah. What about you? Are you ethical or health or both?
No, just health.
You eat meat. Sure.
Yusuf,
Health reasons.
Do you know what I
You
mean?
eat meat.
Like, serious.
Fuck out of here.
He eats jollof rice. He eats jollof rice. Do you know what's in jollof rice? Chicken stock. Chicken stock.
What, from the cube?
You definitely eat meat.
No.
There's vegetable stocks as well, guys.
You think, yeah, when you go to the parties, the aunties are doing your separately.
I told him beforehand.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Listen, I'm trying to get
And then,
sponsored
yeah,
by
of course,
vegan
of course, my
company.
son. And they just, Joe, put the thing in there who eats it anyway. He wouldn't know.
I like to you. If you're waved, like completely waved, if you started eating a burger from KFC, I'd fucking die. That would be hilarious.
I knew someone who said that one
Vegan
time ago.
burgers. Yeah?
She's like, I'm vegetarian. She's like, I've been vegetarian for like 12 years. She's like, when I get drugs, I'm like, have a kebab. Got a baby. Let's go, Nando. Stop being silly. Stop this. No, it's interesting though. Right. Was everyone's dish? I
Brent.
think it was.
What about you, Brent?
Seafood.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I thought about seafood actually. Seafood's dope.
Do you eat a seafood boil?
Yeah.
I never had one before, you know.
How I can't do it.
Never had one.
It looks so chaotic to me.
But like the Creole type thing would have it all in
Yeah.
one.
It's like corn in there, crab
That looks
legs,
banging. I can't lie.
prawns, and
It looks nice.
it stresses me out.
But why is there sausages in there?
Okay.
It's for flavour, apparently,
It adds flavour.
to them.
Oh.
But you get different cultures. Like I saw one where it was literally just boiled with water and sausages. It had no other seasoning.
Okay.
Oh no, that's
That was more on that other side. But then I saw like the proper Creole side, and it looks like that.
it looks so. Because I don't like my food like mixing and touching and stuff. It
Like
stresses me
surf
out.
and turf type thing.
It just stresses me out. Like it's just
okay.
a bit of this, a bit of that. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's get into our headlines.
All right, so our first headline, which is Sunak is expected to back pay rises of about 6% for public sector workers in 2023 to 2024, but only after ministers were ordered to find significant savings from their Whitehall budgets. The Prime Minister said any pay rises for this year had to be responsible and could not be funded by more government borrowing, insisting that such a move would fuel inflation and make it last for longer. Sunak has been grappling with the biggest series of public sector strikes in decades, with NHS workers, teachers, and civil servants all demanding higher pay amid the cost of living crisis. Junior doctors, who are members of the British Medical Association, begin an unprecedented 5-day strike on Thursday today. Teaching unions are holding strike ballots that might result in widespread closures of schools in the autumn. Sunak's aides insisted no final decision on public sector pay will be taken until the Prime Minister met Jeremy Hunt, who has spent the last few days haggling with ministers about savings to their Whitehall budgets as well. If Sunak signs off on the plans, ministers will publish independent review body reports and endorse their recommendations today, hoping that the awards will be generous enough to stave off further strike action. Next headline takes us again related to the Tory party, where Nadine Dorries has been referred to the Tory chief whip by Britain's top civil servant over claims that she sent forceful messages to senior civil servants after she was blocked for a peerage in Boris Johnson's resignation honours list. Simon Case, who's the head of the civil service, said that he had reported her to both the Tory chief whip, Simon Hart, and the Commons Speaker, Sir Lindsay Hoyle. Asked whether the Honours Prevention of Abuses Act in 1925 could come into play, Mr. Case said he was seeking further advice on that question, adding, so taking initial advice, but asked for more. An independent understands that although legal advice was sought on whether Mr. Dorries' messages violated the 1925 Act, officials decided she had not contravened the law. It remains uncertain whether the Chief Whip or Common Speaker could investigate and sanction the senior MP. When asked about the claims as well, Ms. Dorries had told the iNewspaper that the only civil servant she had contacted was Mr. Case, apart from sending a series of Freedom of Information Act requests about her blocked peerage. And the last headline, trigger warning here, and it's going to be related to our topic of the day, and this is about Huw Edwards, man.
I actually gasped, you know, 'cause I was at the gym. I was like, oh, it was very dramatic because that kid's not my dad. But I was like, oh, I did not think it would be him.
Yeah, man, but his wife has come out, man, and named him as the BBC presenter at the centre of these allegations. By the way, he's in hospital right now for serious mental health issues. That's what she's saying anyway. So his wife, Vicky Flynn, said that she was issuing a statement on his behalf after days of speculation, primarily out of concern for his mental well-being and to protect our children, she said. The Sun has claimed he paid a young person for sexually explicit images. The Met Police say that Edwards, who's 61, will not face any police action. The family statement said that the news presenter intends to respond to the allegations personally when he's well enough. The statement, I'm just going to read a little part of it, but I'll read more of it a bit later, said that in light of the recent reporting regarding the BBC presenter, I'm making a statement on behalf of my husband, Huw Edwards, after what have been 5 extremely difficult days for our family. I'm doing this primarily out of concern for his mental well-being and to protect our children, who is suffering from serious mental health issues. As is well documented, he has been treated for severe depression in recent years. I'll pretty much leave it there, and then we can discuss more of it in Topic of the Day.
All right, let's get into what you're saying.
All right, so everyone's pretty much heard, like Esther said yesterday, and if you haven't, you heard now anyway, about Huw Edwards, who is like probably one of the most famous BBC presenters there is, isn't it? Like anytime there's some breaking news, he's the guy. You know what I'm saying? General election results.
Let me do the Queen's death.
Queen when she passed away.
Yeah.
People kind of gauged that she was dead from him.
Yeah, because it was when black.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he's part of the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
I remember since I was a kid.
This is it. You know what I'm saying? So he's been like, I think he earns like, I don't even know why this is related, but basically I'm just trying to say he's one of the senior guys, isn't it?
He's paying 30k for nudes. You know,
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that he earns about 470k a year.
that's mad.
Something like that. Anyway, so he's been outed by his wife, but not outed, I guess, to kind of, be fed to the wolves or whatever, but to kind of protect him and obviously their family, right? I can see Ramsey's face. But one of the things that came out to me was the police have categorically said there was no crime, no offence has been committed here. But obviously from all these allegations, it seemed like he was obviously interacting with a 17-year-old, right? On the surface, let's start there. Is there something wrong here? Is the Sun lying about the allegations? Right? Not the son of the parents, as in the Sun, the newspaper, yeah.
Publish.
Or is, like, what's going on there? Have they covered something up? What was your first thought?
So what is the allegations exactly?
That he...
Sending nudes.
Yeah, and paid 30-something K, like you said, to get sexually explicit images from this so-called 17-year-old.
But he didn't get it though, because apparently wasn't there a thing where the 17-year-old didn't, and then the guy then went online and said he's going to expose him or something like that?
As in, who went online? The 17-year-old?
Yeah, it wasn't... Because I feel like the story's been a bit confusing.
Yeah, I think there's been different things. And also, there's been another person involved as well. So I think those two stories are being mixed up as well.
Okay,
there was a 21-year-old who also came out, said that he threatened him. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
it's
okay,
more than
that's
one
what I'm
person.
confused. Okay. I think, on the surface it's wrong anyway. This is like, what, 3-4 times this guy's age?
Yeah.
How old is the man?
He's 61, I believe.
Yeah.
And this guy is
17, 35.
alleged to be 17.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like 3 times his age.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't a legal age for sex and stuff like that anyway 18?
See, this...
16 apparently.
Yeah, so this
Well,
is what
last
I
time
was
said
saying.
16.
By the very definition,
But
Yeah.
they can't drink to the 18?
he's not a
Second?
nonce, but he's a nonce.
Yeah, drinking is 18, isn't it?
Drink is 18, but sex is 16.
Yeah.
I'll say ahead.
Obviously, I'm saying this without basis, but that's weird fucking behavior, and he's a fucking weirdo.
It's weird.
He's a fucking nonce, and if he's doing that with a 17-year-old, that explicitly, because remember he sent pictures as well. Allegedly, he sent pictures.
Is that picture of him with
That's
his
wild.
bum
Someone
real?
that works for me, I was pissed off, man. I saw that shit. It looked real to me. I didn't want to inspect it too tough,
Yeah.
but it looked wild.
He's got a toned bum though.
Okay.
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 Can I add something though quickly? Yeah.
Alright,
The
man.
newspaper had reported that Edwards had paid the person for pictures when they were 17, yeah, but it did not explain such actions could be an offence, right? Cool. But under 18s are classed as children in the law covering sexual images. Under 18.
What do you mean?
Is what it's saying there.
So he's technically done something illegal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Why aren't they getting him then?
This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm pretty much asking.
I'm telling you, all the man.
Where's the crime?
From what I see, all the man higher up in the media industry, or in any industry, there seems to be some correlation with them being nonces, and it's disgusting. I don't care how much respect he had or whatever his reputation is. All that shit is done and drained now. He's nasty. He's a nasty man.
Wasn't he talking wicked about Philip Schofield?
He has to, innit?
I don't think it was him. Was he?
I think he was, because we were like, and he was saying this and that about Philip Schofield. Too many people talk
I
about
didn't
Philip
even
Schofield.
know.
I don't even know who spoke and who didn't anymore, but it is weird, man.
More people.
I
just
wonder how
come
much he
out
paid the
woodwork.
kid, though. It
Well.
wasn't some little £20.
Is it £35, man?
Yeah.
You gave him
it was
35
30
bags.
something.
A 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And the bank
this
flagged
is,
it.
This is basically what the problem is. So basically, the mum's come out and said, I want to get the right words, but pretty much...
The mum of the boy.
Yes, sorry. The mum came out, the mum of the boy came out and pretty much said that he paid this boy 30-something K and he was using that to fund his cocaine habit.
Okay.
So the 17-year-old was on cocaine as well.
Yes.
What kind of life is everyone living? Because I was thinking, how are you giving a 17-year-old 30K? I thought he would have cheated him financially from like £100. He would have given
No, but
him.
then he has a lot more to use. I'd imagine if you're like a delinquent, you'd probably say, all right, give me the money or I just snitch.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I didn't think it was a delinquent. I thought it was like a little shy boy.
A shy boy is dealing with a 61-year-old.
Little fit. No, but like in my mind, it was like a grooming situation, and
Oh.
they tend to target people that are like
Okay.
shy and quiet and stuff. So in my
Vulnerable.
mind, it was. Do you know what I mean? Like just a young little Ben, not a
Nah,
cocaine
but-
user.
Nah, but Ben's on the white.
That's not cocaine. That's wild.
Yeah. And this came out. So basically, the Sun's first story was published on Friday, 7th of July, right? And this is basically about the mother's claims that an unnamed BBC presenter paid their child tens of thousands of pounds for explicit photos over 3 years, right? So it wasn't just a lump sum. I think it was
so 10
over
grand a
3
year.
years. Or maybe
I feel
different
like
fees.
pocket money. It's like what they do. Do you know what I mean? It's like a sugar daddy. I
Yeah.
feel like it's that kind of arrangement.
Yeah, exactly. Right, beginning when they were 17, right? This is what the mum's saying. That raised questions about whether the behaviour was illegal. I don't know why it's raising questions though. It's either it is or it isn't. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's because of the kid. I think because the boy is a cocaine user, he's not garnering as much sympathy from the public.
But I think also because the I'll read it in a minute. But basically, I think the boy also came out to say that the allegations are not real, are not true. So I think the boy's come out to defend Huw.
Yeah, but
You would-
victims
but-
tend to do that
yeah.
though.
Yeah, but,
Stockholm
but I
syndrome,
think
if they pay you.
yeah, but I think
Stockholm
that's the
syndrome
reason.
type thing.
How long ago was this?
When it started?
Yeah.
Only a few days ago, wasn't it? My wife told me about it.
No, I mean,
No, it came
Because
out.
when the guy was 17, how old is the boy now then?
Oh, I see.
See, this is, I think some of the details are hidden.
The thing is, yeah,
That's the
even
thing.
though obviously this is disgusting, Huw Edwards is a piece of shit, but would there be any sympathy for the boy though? Because he got paid for this and he willingly took money and gave pictures. No, I'm not even trying to be sensitive.
No,
But
but
It's a good question though.
no, what I'm saying, if I'm 17
Yeah.
and a man
Yeah.
offers me 30K for pictures and I send it to him, why should you be sympathetic towards me?
Just,
Alright.
do you know, I think it's,
You know what I'm
I
trying to
think
say?
it's
Unless-
boy's age.
We had this conversation yesterday. 35 bags is a lot of money.
No, but just, I think
No.
it's the boy's age.
It's because of his age.
No, what I'm saying is, why would you feel sympathy for me, the 17-year-old, when I willingly gave him pictures for money, is what I'm saying.
Because you know what it is? I think, okay, this is why one would feel sympathy. I don't feel like that boy's getting sympathy. But
Yeah.
if one was to feel sympathy, it's because essentially he's a powerful man that's used his power and his money
Yeah.
to get this thing from this person.
No, I hear that, but the boy still had a choice, right? He took the money for the pictures. It wasn't like, he gave the pictures for nothing, or he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a transaction.
And I think
Like,
that's yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's 17 and I feel for him, but my sympathy is capped because
Essentially, he sold the
he was
pictures.
paid.
I get what you're saying 100%. I feel
get-
what you're
yeah,
saying.
it makes
But
sense.
however, I feel like it's teetering on victim blaming. It's teetering
No,
on
I don't
that.
blame anyone. I'm just saying that I'm not like, oh my God. Like,
Woe is him.
Yeah, he got paid for this. Like,
Yeah.
Obviously,
I think-
we're seeing this at a superficial level.
Yeah.
But I kind of get what you're saying.
yeah.
Because you got,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't
get what
know.
you're-
He's
I
a
get what you're
child. To
saying.
me, he's a child.
No, he is a
He's
child,
Yeah.
but he got paid.
He got led astray.
And he took the money.
And I think that's where the sympathy thing comes in, because really and truly, essentially, he sold his pictures.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
exactly.
He
He
sold his
sold them.
pictures. But then I think the sympathy comes in where it's like the power dynamic is different.
Yeah.
And whenever the power dynamic is skewed, the money might have just been it's like a hush thing, like a quiet thing. Do you know what I mean?
Could be. Could
So I
be.
think because we don't know so much, not much has been said.
Yeah.
It is a bit tricky, but I do think the boy's not getting sympathy because of his age. Because 17, yes, he's a kid, but people don't think of 17-year-olds as kids. and because the guy was using to fuel like cocaine and stuff like that, he's not garnering as much sympathy as it was if it was like a little boy that was being bullied in school and had no friends.
And you know what it is? At 17,
different.
I was in college. I was
I
about my
think that's what
business.
it
I
is.
was living my life. I was working. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm not looking at 17 as some...
It's like you're adult.
Obviously, it depends on his individual case, but I'm not looking at 17-year-old as this little frail, vulnerable
This is
person.
it.
I do 17.
Especially when you're
like
taking money for
children.
and you're on cocaine too.
I say as
Cocaine.
children because if your boy who's of similar age,
Yeah.
so my guy is now at
Yeah.
the age of 30, 32, 33, start
Yeah.
dating an 18-year-old. Like, yo, what are you doing? That's weird behavior to me.
Yeah, of course.
But I feel like on a tangent, I feel like the sympathy is gonna flood in as soon as the boy turns 18, and then it's legal for the newspapers to post up his name, his face, his whole life's gonna be turned
Yeah,
upside down. It's
if
gonna
it
be
gets
peak.
exposed and his identity goes out there, then yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it was a transaction. It was a bad transaction.
But
And Huw Edwards is a sicko, but I can't feel that sorry for the kid. I'm not. Maybe I'm broken.
No,
I don't think
don't
it's
know.
that. I don't know. 'Cause I think
it's
I don't
very
think
like
it's that.
African dad type thing. Like
He got money for this. He paid.
think 'cause
He
he's
willingly
17.
done it.
I think on the 17th, because when you think about like the Philip Schofield boy as well, yeah, he also got perks. He's getting paid, dropped to work with private cabs. Like he would have got money as well. But I think knowing that boy's age, that was a younger age. I do think like there's something about the age and the fact that the guy was using the money for cocaine and stuff. He sounds grown enough to have known what he was doing.
Yes.
Yeah. That's rich.
Oh, he sounds like he's grown enough to have known what he was doing. But it's still weird because you must be in your 50s.
Yep.
And you're talking to a 17-year-old boy and asking for nudes and stuff. Like, that's a sick thing to do. And you're sending yours as well. You couldn't even take your top off. He had his work clothes on.
Was it?
oh man,
Yeah, he wasn't in a sweater and a vest.
Hey, let's stop talking about it, man. That's a wild picture. Let's stop talking about it.
But yeah, like I was saying, it was over 3 years. Yeah. Beginning when he was 17, right? And the paper quoted the mother as saying that the young person used the money to fund a crack cocaine habit, and that she was worried for her child and worried that her child could wind up dead, right? But the young person sent a WhatsApp message to the paper denying the claims and saying that their mother's statement was totally wrong and there was no truth to it.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
Mom,
This
you're
is a
fucking up
court-
my business.
Listen, 'cause you know, and that's what it's giving me. Because you know, like, okay, not for nothing, but the Sun's audience is the Sun's audience, if you know what I'm talking about. So for the boy just thinking, first of all, I didn't complain about this. Why are you in my business and why are you telling people about my business? It doesn't sound like, because even that feeds into the whole why people wouldn't have sympathy. It sounds like he was cool. Like he doesn't see himself as being abused or
Yeah.
groomed or anything like that.
but
He's
you-
just,
But that's the
living.
whole. Isn't that a part of the definition of being groomed?
you don't know. That's true.
Okay, so what do you think he was groomed at 17?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like
Is it
think-
because he's 17, or is it because his brain was malleable and he could be groomed? Do you get what I'm saying? Because basically, if he was one day before his 18th birthday, would you still call it grooming?
yeah.
If he was one day after his 18th birthday, would it still be grooming?
But you know, grooming is not
Okay,
just
cool.
for kids. Like, adults can be groomed too.
No, but in terms of like the whole child grooming thing and how it becomes illegal or whatever, like surely it's down to age, right?
I'll be honest, even
Or no?
if the boy was 18, I can still see that as grooming.
Yeah, according to us, but according to the law and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Would they still call it grooming?
I think so.
Well, they wouldn't
Yeah.
because
Okay.
clearly, even the 17-year-old, they said there's nothing to charge him with.
But the definition of grooming is to be trained for a specific thing or purpose.
Yeah, and he wasn't.
So it's not age restricted. I feel like now because it's just used for children most of the time.
Yeah.
They always attribute it to that, but I don't think it's that. And this is a shot in the dark. I think more allegations are gonna come out, and it's only gonna be younger.
About him? or
Yeah,
other guys?
this ain't his
This
only,
ain't this
his only
is
crime.
his first rodeo. 61 eating for that long, paying a kid 35 bags and sending that kind of pictures. He got very complacent. That's a nasty man.
Do you know, the fact his wife came and said, hey, I'll tell you who it is. Like, because no one knew who it was.
Yeah.
And she really said, I'll confirm. It's my husband. That can't be my husband
That's-
anymore.
that's-
Was that
Damage
good?
control. It could be damage
Exactly.
control.
I was just about to say
Do you
that.
think?
Yeah, she knew what he was doing.
100%.
Do you think? No, okay, I wouldn't say she knew what he was
fuck
doing.
it, I want to say that. I think she knew. You're married for someone that long. She knew what she was doing.
Nah,
My
man,
wife
do you know
knows.
we live
That don't make
separate
sense, man.
lives?
No.
What?
Wait, what are you saying that Huw
Ramsey,
Edwards'
you have a
wife knew-
wholesome
No,
marriage.
I get what you're saying though. She must have had a
Nah,
rough idea.
man.
No.
Why?
My
Why?
wife-
They've been married for that long.
Why?
What do you mean? What you
It's
think
your
your
wife.
pet? You think your partner doesn't pick up on your habits?
There's people who.
What?
There's people,
Have
bruv,
secrets.
Ryan Giggs cheated with his brother's missus for 8 years. His wife didn't know.
Yeah, but that's
Do you know how many people die, yeah?
That's
No,
women.
but do you know how many
No,
people
I'm
die,
not talking
yeah?
about
And
women.
like
I'm talking about
the
just
new-
doing
I'm saying
something outside of your marriage.
That's a natural thing to do, is to cheat with someone of age. The stuff that he would have to do to cover all bases, that's a lot
That's
of
the
work.
more reason why he's not gonna know. If I don't know my husband is cheating on me with my age mates, how am I gonna know about kids?
You never know.
He's going to be more. He's going to be
He's
more.
100%.
He's going to do more to
I agree.
cover that up.
No,
Wait.
I've read forums of like people who like they found like weird, like their partner talking to like younger people and whatever. Do you know? Because think about it. When someone's cheating with their age mates, they're careful.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna be a paedophile and you're gonna be loud and proud about it.
Yeah.
All right, let me
course not.
let me explain what I'm trying
Be
to say.
more careful.
Let me explain
More
what I'm trying to
careful.
say. When you say, for example, for argument purposes, I'm cheating on my wife, yeah?
Yeah.
That's with someone that's of age. Yeah? There is stuff that person is gonna do to cover bases on her side. I'm gonna do stuff that's gonna cover bases on my side. It's easier. When you're a fucking nonce and you're a loser prick like he is, he's got a lot more bases to cover. So, and especially when you're at a point of authority, your point of like he's high in power, there's a level of complacency. So
you know
he's gonna
what,
do,
though?
he's gonna have to cover all different bases that it's not humanly
But
possible.
that's why I
as well
think-
as balancing a job. His wife 100% knows.
Nah, do you know what? The power that
No,
you
you can't
speak
say
of,
that.
the power you speak of is why I think it's easier for him to cover his tracks. All he has to do, is tell this person, this young person, don't tell anybody. Threaten them.
Yeah,
I'm powerful.
and
That's
pay
what
them.
Philip Schofield, the boy said, Philip Schofield did. He said, no one's going to believe you. I'm Philip Schofield. No one's going to believe you. That's it. That's the basis covered.
Wait. You really think she came forward because she's a good Samaritan?
No, I don't know why she came forward.
Your husband of many decades, yeah?
Nah, you're not
gonna
knowing,
know him
man.
back to front.
You cannot know your partner is talking and sending images to kids.
Impossible.
I know
You don't
exactly.
even
If my
know
wife
when
was
they're
doing
sending
that, I would know
nudes to the
straight
age
away.
mate.
She knew, man. She
Man,
knew.
there's
She
no
knew,
way.
she knew.
Emmanuel, you don't know your missus is doing stuff.
That doesn't make
Nah,
no sense.
man.
Watch this.
She knew. She knew.
The thing is, even if Huw Edwards had a kid walking around the house, like she still wouldn't suspect because you're not thinking he's a pedo. It's
Exactly.
that simple.
I actually read a story the other day, right? It's a real life story, right? You know when they write into like these bloggers that do like dilemmas and whatever.
Dear Janes.
And literally, this woman adopted like a kid, You know, like when you like, it's back in Nigeria, you go to a village and blah, blah, you take care of someone's child, whatever. Turned out her husband had been abusing this child for years. And she didn't know. Under the same roof. Under the same
Yeah,
roof.
you
They
don't always
lived
know,
together
man.
every single day.
don't always know.
She did not know. And then when the girl told her, she was like, okay, well, and then she obviously took action and like was like, he's got to go, this and that. But for years, you do not know. That's why abuse works the way abuse works. That is why victims do not come out for like years on end, because the person that ever threatened them to not speak out. And you cannot know. How would I know?
You know.
So
Nah, man. So if you don't-
you think every wife of a paedophile knows her husband's a paedophile?
No, that's what I'm saying. Nothing can ever be 100%, but the majority of them know. Listen.
Nah,
majority.
Hold
man.
on. You know the whole saying. You know the saying when they say criminals gotta be lucky. Most of the time, it just takes a policeman lucky to get them once. Yeah. So you're telling me that this is your husband. Yeah, this is someone you spent the rest of your life with.
Someone I have
He's
kids
not gonna-
with, so why would I think they're paedophile?
No, but he does one slip up throughout the decades as being a nonce. You're not gonna think, hold on.
What?
that
How
was
could
weird.
it? How
There was
does
a
a nun
pattern.
slip up?
There was always a pattern that
How
you
does a
missed.
nun slip
Yeah.
up? Because men that cheat regularly don't even, or women that cheat as well, don't slip up. So how is like they are careful?
They do-
For me, my thing is, if people are married to people,
Yeah.
and it is at the funeral, the new family comes up. How you think I'm going to know that this partner of mine likes kids? That doesn't sound.
Esther, you would know.
That's impossible.
Esther, you would know.
man.
It's impossible.
Do you know the thing
I
is-
There's a
know-
rough
I-
idea, man. 100%.
I know my
Somewhere,
wife.
man.
I know my
Somewhere.
wife. When you're married to someone, you know their behaviors, you know what they like, you know everything. Mostly, I'm speaking of myself. As a healthy relationship, you're supposed to know your partner. You're supposed to know what they're doing. You're supposed to know what they like. If anything goes out of turn, it's your job to identify red flags and
But my
investigate.
red flag, I'm not thinking,
No,
you've
is
been
it
sending
a
these to
nonce?
kids,
No,
haven't
not
you?
like that. No, not like
Do you know what I
that.
mean?
But
Like-
you would say, hold on, he's been acting weird. Something's wrong.
Yeah, but you can get he's been acting weird, but you're not going to know
You won't
that.
think it's a kid.
You get kids.
You won't.
I
That's
get
crazy.
I get
You know what I'm
the
saying?
whole he's been acting weird. That makes sense. Absolutely. In
So
fact,
you
in your
would
relationship, you would know
investigate
that.
that. You-
But the thing is, but the amount of carefulness, that goes into cheating with your age mates imagine how much more careful when you're his position.
That's exactly
when it
what
comes
I'm
to kids. You're
saying.
not finding that.
So you're gonna slip up.
Do you know what it is?
And I think he slipped up. And
He
she
didn't
turned,
slip up though.
She turned a
not-
blind eye.
No, but you know what's mad though? If the mum hadn't gone to the son, we wouldn't know about this. This is still be going on.
That's true.
It's
Yeah, because
definitely
the wife
damage
allowed
control.
No,
That's
you're
my
making it.
theory.
I think it's damage control, yeah.
Damage
But
control,
I
100%.
I personally think though,
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah.
like to me, yeah, it's kind of like a partner may suspect their partner, if the person is of a proper age, right? Because you may know what your partner likes, right? And because men are men and women are women, right? But you can have kids all around you. You're never suspecting your partner being a pedo.
That's wild.
Like that's a heinous. Like
That's
pedos are
a
animals.
heinous.
You know what I'm saying?
My
You would never
point-
think you're
my-
married to a pedo.
My point was,
You bring kids around all the time.
if you
You have
suspect your
kids.
partner to do something,
yeah.
you would investigate that weird behavior. I'm not saying, oh wait, hold on, my husband's acting weird. Oh, he must be a nut. That wasn't my point. I'm saying,
Yeah.
as you're married to someone, it's your due diligence to read red flags and investigate what's going on, and even communicate with your partner.
Okay, what do you think would be a red flag of him being like a pedo?
Say he had a string of times where he said he was going to arrive home at a certain time and he didn't, and it was the same excuse, and then things can come up. There's always loose ends somewhere.
So that could easily be just him cheating on somebody of a normal age.
So that's where it would start.
Okay, cool.
That's where it would start. So you would have who is he cheating with? Is it this? My whole point from the beginning, if you're married to someone, I'm assuming they've been married for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
You're telling me for 30 plus fucking years he ain't slipped up.
Yeah, but you know what it is though? Because the thing is, I feel like with his
nah,
position, with what he does and stuff, it's not like a man who does 9 to 5 and goes out. Someone like Philip Schofield, for example, that boy that he was linking, they would stay in his London apartment. He has to live in a London apartment because he wakes up every morning. Sorry, caller, 1 second. He has a morning show, so his wife cannot be like, oh, this is weird because you have two homes. You have the home here in the country with us, and you have a London apartment. Someone like, I don't know what his setup is like. Yeah, people like that. I feel like it's difficult to say the pattern's changing. It's work.
Please
It's
let
work,
me
and I see you on the news all the time.
Please let me insert. Sorry, that point exactly. His colleagues knew something was going on.
Colleagues.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they
That's
with him all the
different,
time. No, wait.
But even then, I'm not thinking
these
his
are
I'm
colleagues.
not thinking his kids though,
So you're telling me the colleagues knew before his wife did?
That's very possible.
because they spend a lot more time with you. If I was, I feel like these guys would know from
So
my
they're
partner.
all in it. They're all
Yeah,
in it.
they're all in
basically,
it.
basically.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
all in it.
Esther, you're telling me when you get married with someone you love, you know them, so you decide to spend the rest of your life with them. As soon as he starts acting weird, you're not going to start probing.
You're gonna
So,
clock.
you know, I'm throwing things out. Talking
Exactly.
Stage.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Morning
Morning caller.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? You good?
Thank you.
All good. How are
What's
you?
your name?
Nice to hear from you. I'm good. Richard. Yeah, so first of all, everybody like up the Ross Cup video. I don't know what's going on with the like. And secondly, I would like to ask a question, mainly for Esther, but for everybody to answer.
That's my name on the show.
So in this case, no, it's not that. Like, shout out you, but it's just a question. Like, in this situation, because like I hear this thing about women saying they have intuition. Does this woman lack intuition in this situation? Because most women are good at detecting stuff against men, like finding out they're cheating and stuff like that. Did she lack intuition in this situation, or is she just purposely like ignoring the fact or whatever? And also, one last thing, there's a movie that just came out about all this like pedophilia type stuff. It's called it's based on a true story. What's his name? Timothy Ballard. It's called Sound of is it Sound of Freedom? Something like that. Sound of Freedom. Yeah, it is. Where basically this movie is based on like a big operation, like 150 billion whatever operation about kids being like trafficked and sexually raped and all sorts of crazy. Also, sorry, trigger warning about this, but yeah, like it's out right now. It's like blowing up over social media. It's blowing up all over the place. It's like everybody's talking about it. It's crazy. It's like a real thing. Like this is a big thing that's going on all around the world. So I'd just like to point that out. So if you like, go and check it out because I'm gonna watch it as well. But I can't believe this shit.
Do you know what it is there? Do you know what it is about the women's intuition? I feel like it's a skill. First, I don't think it's given to everybody. But I think it's one of those skills you... Excuse me. You're late, so you cannot do this. Don't make a scene. I think it's one of those skills you have to polish.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So excuse me? Can I finish?
Let
my
her answer
thoughts?
the question.
Because I feel like it's a skill you have to polish, yeah. Because it will only get weaker if you don't make good use of it. Her situation, I feel like the reason why she may not have thought things were going on, again, is his career. If you've got a man that's busy, and you know what he's doing, that you know he's working, whatever, when they say to you, I'm working late today, or well, I'm doing this today, it's believable because it's not out of your pattern. If I know you have a job where your job only needs you between the hours of 10 to 3 p.m. and you do nothing else outside of that, or you go to the gym for 2 hours and you come back, if things start coming in and you're doing this late or whatever, I can understand that. I can pick up on that. But when you're dating somebody whose role is public, who has to go to events, who has to go to these charity things, like you're dating someone who's constantly having to make appearances, I think it's difficult to detect the cheating. I think you would detect the cheating in terms of how it is that they treat you. So say, for example, they're more affectionate and stuff like that and they hug you all the time. If they're not doing that as much, that can make you think, okay, what's going on? But the thing is, some people have people live very different lives to what their families know. Like the fact that there's people who have 2 families and it's at the point of death that we find out you had another family. For me, I can see why she wouldn't have seen that. Do you get what I mean? But I don't think it's a thing where even if something was going on, I feel like he could have easily explained it away. And a lot of people do. And it's like, okay, do you know what? That actually makes sense. You got to do this. You got to stay over to plan this show, and it makes sense. But I don't think that her mind would have ever crossed and said, you know what, I think he's sending news to kids. And when you think about it as well, it's about there's been no news about him meeting up with the kid. There's been no news about it. This is all on social media. Do you remember people cheat online? So this is all him saying, I'm working in the office. But what he's doing in the office is before she brings a ham sandwich to him, he's sending nudes.
Also, yeah.
It's easy to get away with.
Also, like I think you're.
I don't know if it's
saying
easy to get away with, but okay.
You know what? Yeah. He may not even be meeting this guy at all.
This is it.
Yeah, just pictures, isn't it?
Just pictures.
So
How
all
easy that is.
it takes is for the woman to go shopping.
Or Iman,
That's all it takes.
Iman, we're sitting here watching TV. I'm going to the toilet quickly.
What?
And that's it.
It's that simple. And also, right, even if she did suspect, yeah, and was like, oh, you're not in the house all the time, this, that, and the third. All he could, like, it's as simple as this. I know this may sound weird, but it's as simple as this. Showing her his phone and saying, look, I'm just talking to this guy. She would never think he's a gay and never think he's pedo. I'm being honest. Because
You said
You say
gay.
gay.
I didn't say A.
You did.
He was a gay.
You're
Oh,
so
sorry.
African.
You know what I'm saying?
off the
Like
boat, you know.
you've been married to him for 30 years, yeah.
You're telling on yourself, mate.
You've been married for 30 years, right? You would never think your husband is a pedo or gay.
Yeah, but like I said, I prefaced that earlier. I said, if you got suspicion, your first thing isn't to go, oh, he's a nonce. I said, and Esther, hold on, sorry.
What about why is she on trial right now? Should
No,
she
I
should
know,
be
but
him.
like, I
Like,
just
we're
said
coming at the
that.
wife,
She's
like-
not, but are we saying women's tuition is like what? Just dead? So is it
It's
you
a
know?
real thing.
Yeah, but
Is
not
it
because-
really though?
It is. If you're dealing with me, it's a real thing. Because
Talking about it's
I
got
am
to be trained
led.
and homed, and you
Do you
might
know
lose
what's-
over
mine,
time.
you know what is
And
it? Mine is not women's intuition. Mine's the Holy Spirit's discernment.
Okay.
I will find out. And I always, it's never let me down. Not once.
That thing you said about the families not finding out to the funeral, I don't believe that shit.
Really?
I don't believe that
Some
shit.
family
You
members
fucking knew, man.
Nah,
You knew.
man.
Someone knew, you knew that shit.
There's always a family member that knows.
You just decided, oh, it's better just to stay in this life, this comfortable life, because if you get divorced, we got who's gonna have the kids.
I think you're thinking from your wholesome marriage and how it is that you're like, because you got wholesome marriage. So you're thinking, you cannot imagine not knowing what your wife is up to. But there's a hell of people that don't know what the partner's up to.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
It's a real thing, because I read a lot of like forums. It's a real thing.
But bear in mind, you're seeing one side to the story. I feel like
That's fair.
there's 3 sides to every story. There's that person, the other person, and what actually happened.
Yeah.
That's right, but I'm also seeing the side of the person that's like, we live blissfully and, you know, like everything, that there was not one change in her character. Then I
cap,
found
man.
out as well that's been cheating for the last 10 years.
I don't know. I can't. I forgot the caller's original
Sorry, Richard.
question. My bad.
It was about women's intuition.
Oh,
And I answered,
right.
I said, you got to polish that skill, otherwise you lose it.
I feel like I feel like women's intuition. They do have it, but it's whether they exercise it or not. And I don't feel like she exercised it. She knew.
Some women don't have it. Because women are very down bad situations. I'm like, sis, I wish you had some. I'll give you some of mine.
She's eating. Say she's assuming she's not working. Say she's eating off the whatever money he's making, and that base salary he's got doesn't include bonuses or other ad stuff. He's been in movies. He's been all that. So he's definitely making upwards nearly of $1 million. I'm assuming. Yeah. So she's eating off that. Yeah. So she's probably going, do I want to make a scene, potentially ending the career of the man I love? Or do I just carry on living this comfortable life that I'm living? He's taking me this, he's taking me that, and all I got to do is keep my mouth shut.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like that would come in when she's like, do you know what? We don't spend as much time together anymore. I'm not seeing him as often as I see him anymore. I don't think her mind is necessarily going to he's cheating or how much more sending nude images to kids. And again, remember, we don't know he's meeting up with his kid. Do you know how convenient it is to cheat on social media? It's the easiest way to cheat.
If he was getting his rocks
We're
off,
sitting here recording TDA and cheating at the same time, you wouldn't know a thing.
if he was getting his rocks off just purely via cellular devices,
Okay, not cellular devices.
I think
then
that's what.
that's what it was.
It wasn't, bro.
Do you think they'd
you
be
telling
meeting
me,
up?
you telling me he's content, a 61-year-old man at the position of power he's at, he's content with OnlyFans. He's content with getting
there's a lot of
pictures
men
sent.
like
But
that.
loads of people. But loads of
Nah,
people.
he's not.
35 racks.
35
There's a
pounds
lot of
For
men like that.
35
for
racks.
pictures, yeah.
Come on,
Because
man.
think of it.
She didn't know, yeah?
Come on,
Think of it
man.
this
Get
way.
out of there,
Yeah.
man.
Think of it this way. Like if you get caught with like child pornography stuff, right, you're finished.
You're finished.
So he's thinking, I can't go down that route. Right? I can't be part of them.
meeting up with the
them
kids.
type
So I
of-
got to go down another route.
I got to ask a
But
real
he did,
human
though.
being.
But he did.
What do you mean?
But he did. Instead of going via the dark web and whatever
Yeah,
they
exactly.
do,
That's crazy.
he
though.
decided to send a picture of himself with his
You
trousers
see it, though.
down.
You don't put your face in nudes.
So, okay,
He's
so
paying 35 bags.
so she's the type of snitch we appreciate. Cool, she came forward, but again,
No,
is she
no one said
doing it?
that.
No, but she came forward doing it. So
No, she
again,
didn't.
didn't
She came forward, but
She
she's like,
confirmed.
no, but she came forward of like
After the fact.
yeah, but
true.
her whole thing was like give us privacy at this time because we're struggling because he's in hospital.
Yeah.
Fuck
What?
him.
Yeah, I'm not here mental
Yeah,
health.
sure.
about
But
that.
he's been battling with depression for all these years,
I'm not
and
here,
he's had
man.
another episode. He's in hospital now,
not.
so please give us some privacy while we deal with this.
So I can do whatever I want now and just say mental health, basically.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
That's in a nutshell.
He drew
That's
the
basically what I was
Trump
gonna
card.
ask.
That's crazy.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
caller.
Richard.
Thank you,
Thank
caller.
you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Bless.
You too. You
Have a
too.
nice day.
Do you feel like they're trying to get him on something though? Because if the police are saying, "Look, this is no crime," is it really any of our business? Number one, and number two, if it's not a crime,
I think more socially we need to cancel him.
That's
Okay,
wild
cool.
that they say there's
Yeah.
nothing they it's not. When I saw it's not a crime, I said it's just a joke.
Yeah, but even when there's
I had
crime,
to read it again.
do they even know those crimes? How much
Exactly.
more that's blurred and hearsay from the Sun? They ain't caring.
but the second thing is, the son's talking about how he broke lockdown rules. So in the same way,
Boris and them.
Yeah, them
Partygate.
Partygate, yeah.
exactly.
So?
So in the same way, obviously, some people got in
Sorry,
trouble.
how did he break lockdown rules?
This was-
Sending nudes.
He was-
I
He
don't
must have been
know.
outside. He had to be outside when they met my
But they
mum.
did say they
one or
have
two
sex during
times.
lockdown.
But that's the
Alright.
thing. I think this is why it's dangerous though, because it's like none of these stories are confirmed though. It's a lot of hearsay.
What do they say? There's no
And,
smoke
do you know, I
without
think-
fire.
I
Yeah,
feel like,
we
no,
don't
but I
know
feel
the
like that's where
detail.
the conspiracy is, though. I feel like it's a bunch of like silly little things,
Yeah.
so it makes it all unbelievable, and everyone just forgets it. It's not direct. It's not straight. It's not. This is the story. This is what he did. This is that. I feel like there's little bits being added here and there to confuse everybody, and so we'll be like, this is just a mess. It's probably not true, and everyone just moves on. He's gonna move. He's gonna move on like nothing happened.
He's not. He's finished.
The
You think
BBC
so?
are taking
Oh, he was
another
retired
L,
anyway.
bro.
Who is
His
it?
last role was announcing the Queen's death, wasn't he?
No, he's still there. You know, he's just been.
Still at BBC?
Yeah. I think they said he's been suspended, but he's now in a mental health hospital, isn't it?
No, but like, I
For
mean,
what?
so he still worked with BBC.
For his mental health, man. He's
Come
suffering.
on,
He's
man.
suffering right now, man.
Listen, the BBC just took another L. That's all I know. But this is how much. There's
I
gonna be
thought
more
they were
people coming out.
reloading Tim Westwood's
Can
story.
you imagine we've been paying like TV license for him to do what he's doing?
Mad thing. Come on, hey, refunds.
35 bags to get to the shower. That's on our TV
You ain't
license.
paying your
Hey,
damn
get
TV
your
license.
receipts in. Who you say?
I said you ain't paying your TV license.
I can't.
Just say, I am.
I can't confirm or deny. I can't confirm or deny. I'm just. Yeah, wild.
All right, man. I think we can move on from Mr. Huw Edwards, man.
All right.
Fuck him.
Oh no.
All right, let's get into our next headlines.
All right, so speaking about police, I think Rich will definitely agree with this. But basically, a corrupt Metropolitan Police officer known as the Sheriff of Soho has been found guilty of taking bribes from a London West End nightclub's owner, and security bosses as well. So the former sergeant, Frank Partridge, who's 50, was tasked with policing the that area's nightlife, but formed inappropriate relationships with a small group of people involved in running those venues. He was treated to hotel stays. He got free hospitality. He got meals and drinks in central London's high-end bars and restaurants, whilst working with the Westminster Licensing Unit between 2013 and 2015, and he even accepted the services of a sex worker.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Prosecutors suggested that Partridge would pull his punches over alleged breaches of licensing rules, including criminal allegations of sexual assault, and help favoured security firms land lucrative contracts as well. Partridge pleaded guilty to 3 counts of bribery and was found guilty of 4 further counts on Wednesday, and he's going to be sentenced next Tuesday.
Boy, the man them are gonna miss him.
Yep. But the next headline also is about the IMF. So the International Monetary Fund has approved a much-awaited $3 billion bailout for Pakistan. It's a move that is likely to help prevent the South Asian country from defaulting on its debt repayments. In a statement on Wednesday, the IMF said its executive board gave the green light to the 9-month standby arrangement to support the authority's economic stabilization program. This follows a staff-level agreement between the fund and Pakistan announced last month. The latest approval allows an immediate disbursement of about $1.2 billion as well. Pakistan has suffered from a balance of payments crisis as it tries to service burdensome external debt amid a fraught political environment after the removal of the Prime Minister, Imran Khan, from office last year. Inflation has skyrocketed, the rupee has reached a record low against the dollar, and the country is struggling to afford imports, causing a severe decline in industrial output. Pakistan also has brokered close to 24 arrangements with the IMF, most of which have not been completed. In the days before the decision was approved, Pakistan received $3 billion in deposits from Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The money from the 2 Gulf countries boosted Pakistan's foreign reserves to $7.5 billion, more than double its account balance last week. And the last headline, I don't know if there's going to be a potential war. Yeah, this just sounds crazy to me. But North Korea fired a ballistic missile off its east coast towards Japan yesterday. This according to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, and they said this was a move that followed threats of retaliation for alleged U.S. spy plane flights. Right, so the missile flew 1,000 kilometers before crashing into the water. This according to South Korea's military. Japan's chief cabinet secretary said that the missile came down about 250 kilometers west of Okishiri Island in Japan's northernmost Hokkaido prefecture, which is after a flight taking 74 minutes that reached an altitude of more than 6,000 kilometers. So Washington has been pressing the uneasy neighbors to work more closely together to better counter rising threats from China and North Korea. And Seoul and Tokyo have strained relations over disputes dating back in the day to Japan's 1910 to the 1945 occupation of Korea. And this launch is North Korea's 12th this year. And in April, the regime test-fired its first ever solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. And at the end of May, conducted a failed attempt to launch what is called its first ever spy satellite on a new launch vehicle. Long story short, I don't know what's going to happen here.
Wait, so if that hits, that's war.
Yeah.
But wait,
But that can be seen as war anyway.
I
Yeah,
know, but
already, yeah.
12 times though.
How
How much? I know, but how much stones do you want to throw before someone throws one back?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. Just peace, man. Please, people, peace. The world's not big enough for war still.
But yeah, man, it's time to pay them bills.
All right, let's get into Word on Road. Okay, so I haven't got much for you guys today. Just quick gist. I spoke about last week, I believe, Ekin Su and Davide breaking up. Ekin Su posted something the other day. 1 second, if I can just find it. I can't find it, so forget about that. So basically, she made a post and let people know. She just basically thanked me for the support and said that she took some time out to spend it with family and friends and all that kind of stuff. And I also told you about Davide snorting stuff up in Ibiza. He also made a post, or he's addressed it, and he said, "Ciao, everyone." He's so dramatic. I mean, he's Italian, but still. You may have seen some stories about me over my trip. It was no secret that the last few weeks have been difficult for me. There was a speculation about my behavior and a video which was questionable. However, below the surface of this, I did something that's not nice to see. I was not acting like myself. The true story is not what has been described from a couple of pictures. I found myself in awkward situations in a vulnerable state. All I can say now is that I want to move on and focus on my career, my well-being, and my loved ones. I hugely appreciate the many supportive messages around me. Thank you, Davide. All right, that's great. And then Ice Cube is getting cooked online. I just think it's the funniest thing.
About what?
He took a picture, with Robert Kennedy Jr. And Dennis Kucinich. Don't know that anyway. But basically took a picture with that, and then Robert posted a picture on Twitter and said, Dennis Kucinich and I spent a wonderful evening with one of our country's most influential and outspoken civil rights leaders. Ice Cube.
Oh, no.
So basically, people are obviously cussing Ice Cube here, but what I find funny about the story is his responses to the...
Was he responsible?
He's such an old man. So basically, he was like, for all the simple-minded, short bus people out there, a picture is not an endorsement, dummy. Now get your ass over to Bungalow 51 and shut the fuck up. Then someone said, Yo, Cube, love your music, man, but when you start with all the name-calling, bruh, you are losing, already lost the debate. Just telling like it is. Then someone said, my brother Ice Cube, I've been listening to you since 1993. You went from arrest to president, fuck the police, straight out of Compton. The list goes on. I'm highly disappointed in you, blah, blah. And the guy and basically says he's a sellout. And Ice Cube goes, sellout? I work for myself. I'm self-made. How do you feed your family? How much do you sell your time for per hour on your job? And then someone then replied to that and said, Cube sold out a long time ago. My absolute favorite rapper. I still listen to America's Most Wanted. America's Most Wanted. Why did they do KKK?
Because it's like playing words.
Most Wanted. Will never stop listening to it, but knows a party screaming the African American and still endorses them. This is a sellout. People are not doing better. They're doing worse. Then he comes and says, who did I endorse? The devil is a liar and so are you. Such a granddad. Then someone said, I watched the interview with him. He's starting to have the same crazy look that Kanye has. Sad. Ice Cube says, dirty bitch, you ain't sad. Someone said, been listening since 86. What he is doing now is called sellout, but it's really nothing new here. Then he says, you've been a hoe since 86.
No, Ice Cube's going crazy.
No, I respect him, man.
He said, you've been a hoe since 86 too. What you're doing now is called being a hoe. And that dumb ass picture, the best perfect picture, the dog picture, says, and that dumb ass dog picture is to be expected. There's really nothing new here. I just cannot, man. But I don't know. Something about this time's biggest or leading civil rights leader is.
But you know what, yeah?
Absolutely hilarious.
I've not been following him like over the recent years, yeah. Like, I personally feel like he's one of the best rappers ever, yeah. And he's always been anti-establishment,
Establishment,
you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he still is, though.
Yeah.
But he's just willing to have certain conversations to, kind of get the best result for the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People just expect you to always just cause anarchy.
Where was it? I was watching something and he was saying he doesn't want to be seen as one of the gatekeepers, and the gatekeepers are not really fond of him because he doesn't want to do certain things that they're doing.
Yeah.
So that alone tells me that he's not on what they're on.
Exactly.
He's still saying F the establishment, if that makes sense. So, I say respect to him for it, man.
Yeah, so he's doing what he's doing. Also, someone else is getting cooked online. He gets cooked all the time, though. Meek Mill. He's too... Anyway, whatever. Yeah, but basically, he was at the Rolling Loud festival the other day and performed a song that he and Tory are on. And at the end, he said, free Tory. And so he basically was getting cooked online. And then it kind of escalated a little bit because there was this profile that allegedly, said how they performed... How do I say this in a professional way?
Fellatio.
Yeah, that's it. Performed fellatio on their favorite rapper's ex, and he told them to record it. But then he was there the whole time thinking, I wonder if she knows that he's down low and whatnot. I'm not for this. I don't like people calling people out and like exposing people and
Hold on, you're saying Meek
Meek
performed
Mill.
fellatio on your
No,
favorite
the guy
rapper's
from
ex?
fellatio on Meek.
Oh, rapper performed fellatio on Meek.
Oh, they
No,
said,
the Barb
The Barb, yeah.
performed fellatio on Meek.
Oh, okay.
And Meek told the Barb to record it.
Okay.
So he's not saying Meek Mill is, as a manual, would say a gay.
Oh no,
No,
it's not.
No, he is. That's what he's insinuating because the guy's a guy. It's the Barb's a guy.
The Barb's a guy.
It's a Ken.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, it's a Ken.
I thought the Barb was a
I
girl.
didn't look so
Oh, yeah.
startled.
He's a gay.
Who, Meek Mill?
That's what
No, this is what they're alleging.
Nah, man, they need to stop this.
Yeah, but
He's
no, but
definitely-
if
are you
he is, if he is, what's
There's
the
nothing wrong
issue?
with that,
What's the
exactly.
issue?
Isn't it?
And that's
true.
my thing, because my thing is I don't like.
Cameras on you.
Is this camera?
If he is
Camera on
gay,
me.
E-man, what's the problem?
What?
No
What?
problem at all. No problem at all.
Who is that gay?
Why are you gay?
That video was wild. Isn't it?
Oh,
That
that's the
video-
best video. I've ever
That was
seen, man.
actually on
Visual.
national news.
He just
Straight
went
in.
silent and he
Straight
went.
in.
Crazy.
Gosh, it's a meme. Look it up. But basically, yeah, and I think that's my thing because even if he was, yeah, like don't out people before they want to come out. I think that's really, really bad. But anyways, last Meek Mill has deactivated his account
Oh.
because he was getting cooked a lot, and then there's like a video circulating and whatnot. I didn't watch it because I can't find it. Anyways. I was gonna watch
of the
it for
fellatio.
Yeah, apparently.
Probably on TMZ somewhere.
I don't believe that.
He,
man.
he should be used to getting cooked online because
Yeah.
he has that thing where he was eating chips in a swimming pool.
He's got
Yeah,
the chips in his legs.
that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Wait, is
He's
he eating
used to
chips in
it.
the swimming pool and what?
He had because his legs are mad skinny. He had his chips and he's trying to balance the food and it just looked like a
And
woman's
the
ick.
chips just look so fucking wet.
Can't.
He does a lot of things, and
He does a lot of silly
he's actually
stuff.
like he's too good looking for that. He doesn't act his looks. I hate that for him.
That's ridiculous.
But yeah, man. So that happens. But also, do you guys remember that story French told? Well, he's told him many times about Akon giving him a fake watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Akon's made things right. But basically, Akon did say that. To be fair, when he went on Drink Champs, he did say that he got as well.
Okay.
So he didn't know the watch is fake because he got one for himself as well. I don't believe it.
So he was on Drink Champs as well wearing a fake Dior jacket. Is it? It said Drill, but it was the actual Dior print.
No way.
Akon.
Yeah. I'm
why I
not sure
don't
if that
believe it.
was someone's brand and they just mimicked
And they just made it.
Dior's
but you know
branding, but it says Drill.
He
And
ain't-
it's the exact print of
Isn't
Dior.
Drew a brand?
It might be. If it is, they're copyrighting Dior.
Oh, okay.
That's
If it
embarrassing.
is.
You can't be on there talking about
A fake watch
buying-
wearing
a
fake
fake watch
clothes.
wearing fake.
Yeah.
Come on. But yeah, he's made things right now. He did present French with, a new watch. We got French as well, who's currently in Nigeria, looking the right part. He had the whole agbada on and everything. I said, okay.
The attire.
You have to be
Attire.
careful though. Remember, people. Oof, I was gonna say something crazy.
Wait. Go on, say it.
No, it's alright. I've repented.
But no, he's good. I mean, he did say as well that Davido gave him like his security, and basically Davido's taking care of him properly,
Nice.
even though
Diff.
David's not there.
Mm.
Look at him, looking like
French.
a groom ready to pay some bride price.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Just
very good at
getting in
that.
tune with the culture.
Really embracing it.
Love it.
Begging it.
It looks so good. Oh, okay. But yeah. So Akon's made that right. Hopefully, French. I wouldn't stop. If I was French, I would never stop doing that. Sorry. You can't be a rich person and give me fake things. It's wild. Do you know how rich Akon is?
But a lot of rappers get done by fake jewelry all the time. It's a whole business.
Yeah, but I feel like, do you know what it is? Yeah, but do you know what it is? Because when he explained it, he said how he didn't even know the brand. He just liked the watch, right?
But Audemars.
But it was like 20,000, 15,000, and someone said to him,
Oh, no, shit.
"I know a guy I can get it for 5." And you didn't think that was gonna be? What did you think it was staff discount? You didn't think it was gonna be fake?
But
A
then
15,000 discount.
But then again, a lot of these rappers get a lot of free stuff. Yeah, not free watches, but
Yeah,
they get free
yeah.
stuff. So you might have thought, you know what, this might be
This might be
one
it.
of them.
I feel
you know
like
what I mean?
it was a cheap African in him.
Yeah,
Because he does, but that's why he's rich at that. To be fair, he's got like 12 wives, so he does need to save all his
A lot of
money.
wives, man.
It's wild. He's got
Was it
lots of
12
wives. Yeah, he's got like 8
a lot of
wives.
wives,
Last time I
man.
checked, this was years ago. I checked.
Oh, Matt Akon.
Because one of them was on Love and Hip Hop. I think she was the 7th or 8th or
Oh,
something
man, I
like that.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got a hell of wives.
Imagine being all the way down the list as a female and all that. That's like,
Nah, because I'm sorry.
you're not doing that.
No, I think I wouldn't do it personally.
Okay.
I don't like to share my I don't like to share my person. But I feel like if you're the 8th, it's lit. Because that means the other 7 weren't cutting it. What was it? The bonus hole. Your bonus hole is the littiest there is. I think it's a compliment.
For now.
It's wife 1 who should be upset. But yeah. And then last thing is excellence, because I just thought all the male rappers are wilding. let's throw in some goodness in there. Rihanna's got 5 Emmy nominations for her Super Bowl performance.
Nice.
I think it's amazing. And she's obviously she performed pregnant. So she's got an outstanding technical direction and camera work for a special, outstanding variety special, outstanding music direction, outstanding directing for a variety special from another thing, and outstanding production design for a variety special. I think that's so lit. Rihanna stays winning, man. Gosh, ASAP is one lucky husband. But yeah, man, that is it for me today. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. Ain't got much to talk about today, to be fair. The first thing I wanted to mention is some breaking news, anyway, that Sky put out. Not the biggest deal, to be fair, but they just mentioned that the economy contracted in May because of the additional bank holiday, public holiday for the whole coronation. Yeah, thank you very much. Also, they're saying that the economy is kind of back at risk of being of recession, basically. So obviously we spoke, I think, recently anyway, about how we're kind of out of the recession, right? But obviously they're saying that inflation is quite stubborn, and obviously the Bank of England will have to try and do something to kind of, kind of reverse the process completely. By the moment, it kind of looks like, we're back at risk of recession. So yeah, the targets of like 3% by the end of the year, I don't really see that happening, to be fair, especially now that we're in July, innit? You know what I'm saying? But hopefully it does go down. Apparently, again, the Bank of England is speaking, but they basically are warning that nearly 1 million mortgage holders around the country will pretty much see their monthly repayments jump by £500 or more by the end of 2026.
Mad thing.
Yes. They're basically saying its model suggested that there's going to be a sharp leap in mortgage costs for many of the households across the country, as obviously because of the impact of the whole high interest rates and all that type of stuff. However, it did say that despite the sharp increase in the mortgage burden, the share of total households with high mortgage burdens, right, remains quite low compared to 2008. So I mentioned this yesterday briefly, but they're basically saying it's not as bad as 2008 when we had the whole crash and everything. And it also said that it will take another 3%, another 3 percentage point increase in interest rates for that burden to exceed that peak of 2008. You know what I'm saying? So I think currently, what is it, like 5%?
6%.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, as in the base rate?
From what I've heard, I think the number 6.
Yeah, I think that's the lowest 2-year fixed rate mortgage at the moment. Yeah. Just over 6%. But I think the base rate is still at about 5%. Okay. But they're saying it will basically need a further 3 percentage points increase to get us in a position as bad as 2008. So hopefully they don't increase it to like 8%. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying anyway. Also, the pound apparently can buy more dollars now than at any point in the last 15 months. You know what I'm saying? Because the US rate of inflation slowed to its lowest rate in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? £1 bought $1.30 on Wednesday afternoon, which is the highest amount, like I said, since April 2022, because the dollar has weakened, right? Well, with the dollar weakened. So yeah, a stronger, more valuable pound means obviously importing goods will become less expensive, which is good, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that kind of trickles down and, affects us on a day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? And cheaper import costs can also help bring down inflation because obviously the costs of businesses and households will kind of come down as well, innit? So it all adds up, And the last thing I wanted to mention is the chief executive of the HS2 high-speed railway project thing has resigned, man, pretty much. There's a lot of political pressures that's happened that's delayed that project because I think it was meant to be done by now, innit? I'm not too sure. No, not done by now. But basically, the progress is not as it should be. Mm-hmm. So long story short, this guy's resigned, innit? He was getting paid almost 620,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you don't care.
So I think they're basically saying like it's not justifying what you're getting paid, innit? So you need to kind of go home, innit? And that's pretty much it for People's Journal.
Okay, thank you. Let's get into some work or joke.
All right, guys. So we haven't had a woke joke for a few weeks now. So I wanted to see what you guys think of this particular scenario. So this is based off a true story. And basically, it's a sad situation. And this is basically, big up Stacey. She sent me this article. And it's basically based on a Yale University physician, right, who's proposing there should be some changes made to how doctors interact with patients. I want you guys to basically guess what the likely suggestion will be, basically, yeah. And this is based on a situation where somebody who came in, a black teen was dying. He got shot, right? Trigger warning, pardon me. He got shot, right? And he came in, and doctors allegedly said, "Look, another criminal." So instead of getting to work, they kind of took the time just for, you know, this is just another black guy involved in drugs, this, that, and the third, right? And obviously she's saying, because she's a psychiatrist as well, yeah. She's a third-year psychiatry resident at the Yale School of Medicine, right? And she basically saying, look, I think we need to do something about this. So I want you guys to kind of tell me what you think is the woke situation here, or if it's a joke in it. And these are the three scenarios. So like I said, based on this scenario, this is what she's proposing. Which one is the most realistic thing? So the first thing is, what they're saying is, when people come in, depending on obviously the injury or whatever it may be, when they come to the hospital, they're going to ask the person for their blood type. You know, in America, a lot of time you've got to fill out the forms and stuff, right? And conceal the identity. So basically, based on the blood type, you would then, they would know kind of where to put you, this, that, and the third. So beforehand, innit? So it's not like, and then obviously get a doctor to come to you and deal with you, right? So that's the first scenario. Blood type, and they're going to do their best to conceal the identity of each patient before the doctor comes to you, right? So the doctor will make the analysis based on the information, nothing to do with your race, ethnicity. Cool, that's the first situation. Second situation is, depending on the type of surgeries and stuff, they're going to try their best to get doctors of a similar race and ethnicity to deal with those patients. So if you're black, they'll get a black doctor. She's suggesting get a black doctor or whatever to deal with this black person. If you're white, get a white person. In those situations where a hospital can do this, right? And the third situation is she's suggesting, again, which of these is a real one, yeah? Every doctor wears a body camera. So you kind of see what every doctor's doing throughout the day. So you catch the racist ones, or you don't catch the racist ones, innit? So again, two of these are made up, innit? One of them's real.
You say two of them are made up?
Are made up.
But wouldn't the body camera be a breach of
the GDPR?
Yeah. Privacy.
You guys tell me.
What's the first one again?
The first one is
the blood type.
the blood type, and doing your best to conceal the identity.
I think the second two,
You think the second two are jokes?
Yeah. Out of the three.
Well, the body camera one.
The body camera one and
the second one.
the
black
doctor being
doctor for
the
black
same
patients.
race, yeah.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
The blood type one makes more sense because it's the doctor's looking at it objectively, and he hasn't got any preconceived notions about the patient by looking at him.
But also those two being the fake ones is too obvious.
You say that, yeah.
And with him, you never. I mean, like
It does make
it's
sense.
It's too obvious for those to be the fake ones.
For me, the first one makes sense, but with the second one, I know people that work in hospitals and they're of color, and when they go to deal with a Caucasian person, Caucasian person will look at them strange, like, oh, there's someone else here that can deal with me, type thing. So it's
I
like,
feel like they do that in most fields.
But that's just down to you feeling comfortable.
I know, but
Not
what I
so
mean,
much
though, so I could
any
understand.
scientific reasons.
No, but what I mean is that I can understand if a black person or a brown person or a person of color wanted to see someone that was of a person of color,
Yeah.
because it would make them.
But doesn't that already happen? You can just ask for that, no? I think that's something that's already
based on
kind of in
staff.
place.
Really,
Based on
yeah,
Kind
based
of,
on staff,
like,
though.
you
Remember,
can ask, you can
NHS is underwhelmed.
I know, but
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed?
Overwhelmed,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, yeah. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
not-
true.
There's not enough staff.
But I feel that touches on what you lot were talking about yesterday in regards to babies not being diagnosed properly or being held at the same thing as white babies.
Yeah.
If you have a black doctor, they know what to look for. I
Yeah,
suppose
yeah.
white doctors wouldn't know.
It's very
So I'm
true.
lost between the first and the second.
Yeah.
I think
Forget the third one. Third one's
the third one's mad, it's like police and
body camera sounds wild.
mad. And you're also dealing with patients in a vulnerable manner. So that's why I think the last one's definitely cut.
Okay. Estelle?
Same as what they said.
Okay, cool.
She concurred.
All right, well, let me get straight to it. The answer is, in fact, I'll read it to you. So she said, let me get the exact quote. Pardon me, guys. She was speaking about her personal experiences seeing these doctors do certain things. And she said, if hospitals and medical institutions want to make good on those anti-racism statements made in 2020, prove it. Have healthcare professionals wear body cameras.
Really?
She's moving mad.
Yeah, but this is just something she's suggesting, not something that's going to be put into place.
Yeah, but for it to happen, a whole lot's going to happen because again, it's privacy.
That's a dumb suggestion.
Right. I don't see it. The first two, reasonable. I get. The last one, you're kind of pushing it still.
And even still, the patient's got a consent to being recorded. So there's many holes. It's dumb.
But maybe she's saying maybe that changes. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like we were talking about the other day. Not exactly the same, but you know, the whole surveillance thing.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Like, what gives you more pluses? So yes, the surveillance can kind of stop all of this type of stuff. Kind of stop you from maybe your freedoms and stuff. But it could also protect the masses from crazy terrorists and stuff. So in this particular situation, yes, it may infringe on people's freedoms, right, in the hospital, but it may also ensure that they're getting the care from the doctors that they should get.
But it won't weed out the bad doctors. Now the bad doctors just got to hide. Just got to try harder to hide.
But then you still make sure that the patient's sorted. Keep your personal stuff in your house.
You want to weed them out. You don't want to stay. Your main objective is to weed out the bad ones.
That's always going to be the case. But how do we kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not here with answers. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
I know.
the body cam thing, there's too many holes. It's a stupid idea.
I think at the moment, yes, but I think she's basically saying we could maybe change those other things so that we can kind of accommodate that. So that, you know what I mean, we can kind of witness it, who's doing their job properly.
I don't know what the system is like in America, but in the UK, the doctors are based. There's certain categories of their license that's based on them keeping them.
Yeah.
One of them is bedside manner.
Yes.
So for them to keep their license, I believe it's either NMC or GMC. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
But one of them is bedside manner. If you feel like you're unhappy with your doctor, you can complain about them via proper channels directly to the licensing people. Bedside manner is extremely important.
Yes.
It seems like they don't have that in America.
Okay. I don't know.
If you complain about a doctor here about their bedside manner being incorrect, they're too blunt, they're not taking care of you, it's then challenged. It's almost like a tribunal type thing. If it carries on happening, then they'll lose it, as far as my limited knowledge knows. So I think they need the same in America for them to actually attack the doctors.
But what about those situations where the patient doesn't necessarily have the time to complain? So like in this situation that she mentioned with the guy coming in after being shot, you know what I'm saying, and he needs immediate help. And you've got doctors who are like...
Just complain after, man.
Well, there's family members that can complain. It doesn't have to be you.
Yeah, but the thing is, you may not know because, you know what I'm saying, like how do you know that this doctor doesn't really care about you if the doctor's doing the
But he said
the
something
minimum?
crazy.
Yeah. But that was because the other doctor was there to G him up, you know what I'm saying? But the patient didn't know. The patient was probably damn near in a coma. You know what I'm saying? So how do we deal with it? Also, I was going to say something. I can't remember now. It was based on something you just said. What did you say about the... oh, man.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What about the babies?
Bedside manners.
No, it was the bedside manners. It was around that time.
The license, complaints, tribunals.
Oh, no, I was going to give 2 examples. Remember the lady in the news that's been killing the babies?
Yeah.
What about that situation?
But they didn't know.
Huh?
They didn't know.
That's what I'm saying to you. But if she had a camera on,
True.
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe it could work in certain fields. Now that you say that, maybe there are certain fields where wearing a camera does make sense. But in like trauma and orthopedic, which is like surgery,
Then maybe not.
yeah, maybe not.
That's true.
Plus, as well, the cost to have everyone wearing a camera. That's that's a lot.
I don't think it is.
What to have everyone
No, they get paid.
in the hospital wearing a camera?
I think I went to Tesco's and
Yeah, them man
the
are
staff are wearing
wearing
cameras
cameras
now.
What, all the stuff?
What?
Not all the
Yeah,
stuff.
not all the stuff, but I saw at the self checkouts, I saw people with cameras.
The tiny
Really?
little
Wow.
thing.
Yeah, but in a scenario
What
like
do they
this,
get?
in the NHS in the hospital, everyone has got to be wearing a camera because you can't. So what? If one person's not wearing a camera, that means that one person can get away with X, Y, Z. That means everyone's got to wear a camera.
That's assuming if everyone's bad, which I'd imagine they'd have to do anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't think it will cost that much. To be honest.
Or maybe
that's a lot of money, man. Like,
it'll be a lot, man.
That's a lot of money. Think about how much hospitals are in London.
Yeah.
Then the staff, every single one of them staff that is either a nurse or a doctor or some kind of seeing patients has to wear a camera.
I don't know, because we've been asking for more pay. You can't give me that, but you want to put cameras
So I'm saying,
on my chest.
that's going to be an uproar. Like, so what? We're now we're the man. They're going to say, do you know what I mean? We are now Big Brother walking around.
Exactly. But it further adds to that.
But
You
high
go
pay
Tesco,
could
they're
fix it.
filming you.
Yeah, high
High pay would change the morale with work. Maybe you get better attitude, you get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at bedside manner, if they're coming in for penance, getting treated like shit, it's not gonna work.
And these times are helping save people's lives and all that. Delivering babies, X, Y, Z. You know, people on their deathbeds, bringing them back to life. But
No, let's clap for them though. That's what they need.
mean,
Let's clap. That's no pay rise. Just clap.
a little sound. So
We'll let the guests do that.
these are bougie. I forgot.
But I think you're right though. Like maybe they'll limit it to certain wards or certain departments or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Pediatrics, maybe.
This is it.
But that's dealing with kids, so it's a bit difficult. Or maybe the cancer ward, maybe. But it's all down to the patient's consent.
All right, man. Well, I think that's it for a walk or joke.
Thank you. That's a good one. Let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, so next headline. The UK has put sanctions on 6 companies that it says are associated with the two sides fighting for power in Sudan, though the prospect of any of the Gulf states most entwined in the Sudanese economy joining the UK remained remote. So the Foreign Office slapped sanctions on 3 firms linked to the leaders of the Sudanese armed forces and also 3 connected to the RSF, which is the paramilitary group, Rapid Support Forces. The effect of the sanctions is that no UK citizen, bank or company can have any dealings with the 6 sanctioned firms. Right? This is what the Foreign Office is saying. In practice, none of the firms have a big commercial footprint in the UK anyway, so the announcement is predominantly designed to encourage key Gulf states such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE to review their commercial links with the warring factions. Overall, the UK and Gulf states' policies towards the conflict's resolution are the same, but they differ on whether or how to apply economic pressure. Gulf states do not usually use sanctions as a foreign policy tool. Next headline, this could have been like a woke joke as well, but basically, Zanzibar authorities are enforcing a ban on men wearing their hair in braided styles. Yeah.
You say Zanzibar.
Zanzibar, yeah. The Zanzibar's Culture Executive Secretary, Omar Adam, he said, "We find it dangerous to our future generations."
Braids.
Braids, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right for the women, but not for the men.
Yeah,
right?
the world's gone crazy, man.
This is one form of immorality in Zanzibar.
Immorality.
Yeah, it's a culture which is adopted from outside of Zanzibar. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? He dismissed concerns, though, before you guys start assuming that the move was targeting the LGBTQ community in the islands where same-sex relationships are illegal. It's nothing to do with LGBTQs, right? It's just that other thing, right? So the law against men braiding their hair is not new. It dates back to 2015, but authorities have only now started to enforce it. Any man who enters or lives in Zanzibar, with braided hair faces fines of over $400 or 6 months in prison.
So you can be on
Or
the
both.
run and have braids, basically. If you got braids, you're going to be on the run out there.
You gotta shave it.
Basically.
I don't know it's you anymore.
Every day they see you start running from the feds
Yep.
for hair. That's just wild.
Despite Zanzibar being among top tourist destinations, the authorities say the enforcement would apply equally to
I was gonna say,
visitors.
really?
To visitors, yeah. So the Jamaicans,
The Jamaicans. You're moving wild. Today,
Those
man.
Jamaicans.
This guy's moving.
Hey.
you know what I mean?
They're not
Rethink,
going there no more.
you know what I mean? Rethink where you want to go.
That's off the list.
But yeah, man, 2 months ago, the Zanzibar government banned 16 book titles and also the use of rainbow colours in schools, claiming that they advocated for LGBTQ rights. Last headline.
Jamaicans have braided hair.
Yeah, don't they? Jamaicans and African Americans, apparently.
African Americans more so. Jamaicans are dreads, isn't it?
I think, yeah.
Yardies have dreads. No?
Yeah, but don't they braid their hair as well?
Some of them, yeah. I've
I'm
seen
seeing
some Jamaicans with braided hair, 100%.
Have you?
You ever had braids, Brent?
Yeah, I had it yesterday.
Are you talking straight backs or any form of braiding?
Not any form. Like as in,
That's
I think the
wild.
cornrow type
Twists,
stuff, innit?
anything.
Anything.
I'm not too
That's
sure about.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
But
everything.
basically, they just want their men with a level 1.
Basically, yeah, man.
I do support that movement. Though.
That's crazy.
That's how I like my men.
What, level 1 and braids?
Level one.
I thought
No,
dreads
it's
was. I
about
thought
braids.
dreads.
Like, I don't like my men with their hair done.
Oh, okay.
I like them with just.
I thought
traditional.
the trend now was dreads. All these women talking about how they want their men with dreads.
Not me.
Okay.
I say true to my roots. No, it's not how my ancestors wanted it for me. It's not my story.
I hear it.
Well, last headlines, trigger warning here. Some sad news, man. And 53 children.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So there's children, trigger warning, guys. 53 children have been rushed to hospital in Nairobi after tear gas was thrown into their class by police during protests. Imagine. Dr. Aaron Shikuku from Eagle Nursing Home Hospital told the BBC that they've now stabilised the unconscious children. There have been demonstrations around the country called by the opposition over the rising cost of living, but they've turned deadly, right? Authorities said that 6 people have been killed. Human rights bodies, however, put the number of those dead people at 12, with many more injured. The protests have been banned, but people took to the streets anyway, and such is the anger amongst some of the Kenyans about the rising cost of living and also the new finance bill, which includes tax increases, you know what I'm saying? So the controversial hikes, for those who don't know, include the doubling of fuel taxes and the imposition of a 1.5% levy on all employees to fund new houses. Imagine. So the government says the hikes are essential to pay off the debts and create job opportunities for young people, but the law has been suspended by a court over constitutional concerns. These latest protests come just a few days after several people were killed during anti-government demonstrations last Friday, in which human rights groups accused the Kenyan police of using excessive force. Sad news, man. Hopefully they sort themselves out, man. But just a quick thingy to them. Raising taxes is never the way. But anyway, that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
Let's get into the reaction.
All right, welcome to the reaction, guys. Let's see what we have for you today. First and foremost, Jordan Henderson, Liverpool player, midfielder, is leaning towards a move to Saudi. Another player on the verge, maybe, of going to Saudi.
Nick Gerrard.
He's been offered 700,000 a week.
Yeah, he's gone still.
That's a lot.
He's off.
Do you watch ball? No. All right, so thoughts on this? 700,000 a week. That's a lot, you know.
He's gone, man. But he can still play in the Prem. They were saying that he might, he could end up at Brighton with Milner and Ronaldo.
Yeah,
And all that.
I'm surprised Milner hasn't gone. Actually, to be fair, he went Brighton before this whole Saudi thing started to happen, really.
750 bags, though.
700.
Yeah, you just go there for a couple of years.
At 33, he's 33.
Yeah, you go there for a couple of years, come back at 35, 1 more year in the Prem, he's done.
Nah, I think if he goes, he's done.
You reckon?
Henderson one is
Nah,
not.
he won't go now anyway, because remember, the Euros is down the
No,
road.
but apparently he's
Thinking about
yeah.
He's not good. Listen, there's no way he stays in the England team if he goes out there. It's not competitive enough.
It's not.
It's
but
hot. Yeah, it's hot. But
remember, this is 4 times what he's being paid now.
I know, but you don't need the money though. Really.
You say you don't need the money. He's 33. He's not 74.
I know, but then he's been getting paid good money.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know his financials.
I know, but most of them man that got there. Okay, you think
We can
Gerrard
assume-
needed the money?
No, but we can assume that they're obviously savvy with their money, but we don't know. 700,000 a week in Saudi.
Ain't they giving Gerrard like 30 mil a year or something like that?
I don't know what his figures to
Something
be fair.
stupid. Something. Them man are just throwing it out like.
That's a life changing. Even though his life is already whatever it is, isn't it? That's a life changing sum of money, regardless.
Yeah, but I think they have to do 2 years there. Something about the tax break.
Okay.
In order for them to get the tax break, they have to do 2 years there.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Well, Saudi seems to be an allure.
yeah, and it's different. It's not like China remember when China had all that money and they were taking people in,
Yeah.
but they started capping the money and all that. Saudi, that's the only country that I know that are in the green. Everyone else is in debt.
Yeah.
Man, they're in no debt whatsoever. So,
All right, cool. Brent, thoughts on this? Henderson potentially going to Saudi?
Definitely going.
You think he's definitely going, yeah?
I'm definitely going.
Oh, you're definitely going?
Brent's
Yeah.
on his way
Like
out there.
33.
What's it? Oh, you mean okay? I thought you.
If he's
Yeah, no. If I'm Henderson, give me that.
Yeah, but then you still want to like, you still got a chance to do something at Liverpool though. This is the thing. And again, the Euros is like next year. So,
but the way Southgate loves off Henderson, you might pick him regardless.
No, but come on though.
You might pick him regardless.
In the Saudi league.
Fam.
You're gonna no, but you're gonna. It's not the same like Harry Maguire. It's not. That's what I know. You're gonna.
I was.
Explain to me where.
Here we go.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. Land. Can I explain to you what?
Where does Henderson play in England team?
Well, at one point he was a regular, but he's not really a regular.
Also, he's on his way out anyway.
No, he's in the squad.
Yeah,
though.
but he's on his way out anyway.
He's on his way out. But he's in the squad though. He's in the squad. So,
Ooh.
But do you deserve to be in the squad and you're playing in the Saudi league, a league that just got made up the other day? And like, come on, man, it's not competitive.
Henderson's days are numbered anyway at England.
100%, 100%. There's other midfielders that are in there that are better than him. I hear that, but right now, he can't be afforded to go out there. Okay, cool. We'll be playing football regularly, and that's what you would think. That's what any manager would want. But look, Maguire weren't playing regularly, so.
Yeah. Right, we'll see how that unfolds. Brent Sky's on the move. It's understood that Moises Caicedo, deal to Chelsea, is moving. Between Chelsea and Brighton, they're negotiating, discussing the amount, the fixed fee. I think Chelsea are proposing 70 million, but Brighton are saying that ain't enough. I'm hearing they want upwards of 100. So yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. Brent, how do you feel, man? The guy you wanted is going to Chelsea.
He's definitely not going to Arsenal, bro.
I'm fine with that.
You're what?
Party staying. I'm fine with that. Party staying.
As he
Party
stays,
staying it's not conclusive right now though.
It's not a definite that he's
It's not definite. It's not definite.
Is it Juventus that wanted him?
Yeah, Juve. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Partey and Arsenal, West Ham increasingly frustrated by the delay to wrap up the Declan Rice deal. West Ham are becoming increasingly frustrated about the delay with the deal. The 105 million deal was agreed 8 days ago, but has not yet been signed. I believe it's something to do with the lawyers and the contracts and stuff like that.
And my man's away as well. He done his first medical.
Yeah. I think this will happen. I think it's just a matter of time. I can understand why they might be frustrated though.
I don't see it falling down. But
no, I don't think it's going to fall through.
Yeah, I don't. But I'd laugh if it did from here. That would be hilarious.
I think this is just T's and C's.
Yeah.
Yeah, just T's and C's.
Lawyer fees.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all we have. Anything else happen? That's about it. All right. We can.
Oh no! Tell her that I watched what's it called yesterday. Mason Mount's first game.
How was that?
Yeah, so. It's got energy.
It's got energy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first game pre-season. Even to be fair, I'm not expecting nothing crazy. It's not like he'd come on and scored a hat trick. Then you'll be like, okay, cool. But even then, it's pre-season. So the first few games of the season starts. I'm not expecting nothing crazy. So,
what other moves are you hoping United make in off-season?
The keeper. I'll take Amrabat if we got enough money. Still need a striker.
Who back?
Amrabat, the guy from Fiorentina.
Yeah.
I hope we get that striker from Atlanta, just because we need. Come on, man. We lost Ron. No real number 9. Marshall's not going to stay fit. You need a striker, 100%. If you don't get a striker, then forget top 4. Forget everything. Yeah. Can't rely on Marshall for the whole season. This guy's had one good season at about 7. So.
Do you take back Mason Greenwood? He was pictured training with Malacia.
This is a touchy subject, trigger warning. So, as a United fan, you don't want to see your rivals doing better than you. But at the same time, it's like, if you sell him, you might make some profit, X, Y, Z. If you go somewhere else, he's going to start slapping in goals. This is the thing. Like, he's going to end up somewhere, even if we get rid of him.
But do you think he'll end up at one of your rivals? I don't think so.
Quite possibly. In the past, he could have. Like, he had an opportunity to leave and all that. And
no, I mean...
I know, but now... Like,
now, he's not... Where's he getting? He's not getting to City, Arsenal, Chelsea.
You never know, though. You say that, yeah.
No,
but even though, okay, he might do a detour. He might go somewhere else and then end up there. You don't reckon?
I don't think any Prem team would... Well, any Prem team of that stature will touch him. It's too much negative PR.
Yeah, negative PR. I don't know, man. All I know is the guy scores goals and he ain't played football in God knows how long. And yeah, even though I know people were torn between him coming back and him being sold. So yeah, it's a rock and a hard place. You can't condone that.
Of course not.
But outside of that, they're back together and having a baby. Like,
because the victim has, I guess, forgiven him. Do you think that same grace should be transferred over to the public, to the team, or not? Or how you feel about it is how you feel about it, of course, but do you feel like, considering the person who was a victim has forgiven him, do you think that he should be given that grace with United?
See, this is part of the problem, though, especially with social media and stuff. You can get trialed by social media, and so by the time you even get to court, it doesn't really matter. Public perception has been made, right?
Yeah.
So, but then he's been, was he even charged?
No, I think she dropped the charges.
So it's like he didn't even hit court, but obviously that's probably, hush money, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But again, if she's forgiven him, what are we? I don't know, man. It's hard, man. Because again, you can't condone that, man. Like, you just can't. There's not a world or a dimension.
Yeah, I agree.
You can think of that we can condone that, but people make mistakes. I hear it. I just don't know if anyone's ever going to really forgive him. If that makes sense. Look at Chris Brown. He done X, Y, Z all them years ago. People still bring it up till now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
It's because he bit a woman.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Mason Greenwood
Yeah.
hit
Oh,
woman too.
yeah, same
It was
thing.
wild.
Yeah, same. Yeah, but more or less the same thing. He hit a woman, so.
No, he bit.
Oh, bit.
He bit.
Oh, he said he bit a woman,
He
you
bit
said.
a
I
woman.
thought he said he hit a woman.
Oh, I didn't know. Did Chris Breezy write her?
He bit her.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I thought they were just rocking it out. And yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I hope it goes well for him either which way, but at the same time, it's a touchy subject, man.
It is. All right, on that note, let's head into the outro.
Thank you guys for tuning in, as you always do. Do like the video. I hope the likes are making sense. There was obviously some disruption earlier. I'm hoping the likes making sense?
Nope.
They're not making sense.
We're not tuning in tomorrow.
But you have to turn off the distortion for longer, man.
Right.
Why should we have to do that?
Yeah, you gotta be stern with it, Brent.
Yeah, because when I did a call out to people to genuinely let me know. Actually, do you know what? To be fair, I let people know why they didn't. Yeah, it was the same thing. I asked them to let me know why they didn't like the videos.
Yeah.
There's a few people in my DMs.
But the people giving you actual reasons?
Yeah.
What's the reasons?
So someone talked about the algorithm.
As it messes up their algorithm.
But are they watching the video?
No, so basically this was she said, that she watches the show. What is that? What's that list on there? Something watch.
Liked.
Yeah, you liked videos. Yeah. But like that's where she says. So you see how you can create a playlist of videos to go back to.
Yeah.
Her liked are the videos that she's gonna go back to.
Okay.
That's what she uses that part for.
Oh, okay.
So when she likes a video, she likes some of our videos, the one that she's gonna go back to, but she can't like all of them because then it will just flood up.
Oh, so if you like a video, if you go to your like list, it would just be TDA, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then people who want to go back to certain of videos to create new playlists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was that reason. Someone else said that they listen on Spotify, which it was sweet. Do you know what I mean? They said they don't actually watch the YouTube, but they said if they go on the YouTube, they do go and like it. They hear me in their voice in their head and they like it. But like the video, innit? Just like the video. Subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And if you have dilemmas to send, it's just what would you do tomorrow? If you've got some stuff you need us to help you with, the number is 07564841073. It's also the number you can call into. If you want to, kindly follow us on our social media platforms as well. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and the Clock app. How did your meeting go with the people that you gave exclusive tea to?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're talking about?
Is everything okay?
I'm fine. I'm dandy over here. Great.
Did you want to be in the meeting?
So they went, no. I'm just.
That's how your yes sounded.
I mean,
Like you did it without me.
I was
Like.
just, what's it called, didn't it? I was just,
Enthusiastic.
yeah.
Okay, love that. Love that for you, King.
Thank you.
If you want to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Don't forget to like this video. See you tomorrow.
Peace.
Easy.